Here on the Bipoc Happy Hour. Welcome, everybody. This is the Bipoc Happy Hour. Black, Indigenous people of color are wind down, where we've worked the week, worked all day, and now we get to come back in the evening and just sit down and wine and chill and talk about what's going on. I'm Uncle Ray, Brother Dennis. I got Bobby. I got Rox. How y'all doing this afternoon?
Doing real good.
It's hump day.
I'm not over the hump. I'm not used to the world anymore because I'm supposed to take this sitting down, but I guess.
You want to share something with us so we know what you're talking about?
I'm not going to do it. We already talked about it. Y'all put me down like I'm stupid. I'm just going to play that role because I don't know. This boy went to football, so they playing football. The football looking at him like, yeah, baby.
Like they always do.
They go to the locker room and get it on.
Like nobody
nobody sees anything wrong with that. Oh, that's just normal now.
It's always been around. It's just you're able to see it. People
right. It's just now
who they are. You know what I'm saying? People don't have to hide anymore.
It's like Will Smith said, everything is being videoed. It's nothing new, it's just being videoed.
Yeah, it's a lot of folks walk that path for them to do that scene for like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, because a lot of us have been in that scene back in the day, but we couldn't tell nobody because it was taboo. I'm glad that he can tell that scene because that's what we did back in school.
In the locker room, he was free to do it in the locker room. We had to do it in the janitor's closet or some shit like that. You feel what I'm saying?
When you're the towel boy on the football team.
How you doing?
Y'all are just disgusting.
Yes, that is real stuff. You didn't like people. That's why you didn't have friends like that.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was on the football. I was a child boy on the football team. I enjoyed my days.
I thought the locker room was only for changing clothes. It was nothing going to do what they did.
Stop playing.
Oh my goodness.
Stop playing.
Ray, I love that you were the towel boy, Ray. I love it.
Yes, I was the towel boy for 4 years. 4 years. From my freshman all the way up to my high school.
Is there some accolades we need to give you now? Because you bragging on that 4 years.
4 years. I knew everybody in school, and they all knew I was gay. So I'm glad to see Lil Nas doing what he's doing.
It just seems strange to me that they will allow him to defy football like that.
Is that the same strange when you saw the women go vote for the first time? Oh my God, they voting. Is that same strangeness?
No, because
was it
Dennis, the difference is we had to watch that stuff on, MTV and other things that are associated with the network. They're able to release these videos on YouTube and other platforms that aren't so concerned with the sponsor pulling out.
Like Lil Nas said, fucking kids. But
right, because he's not doing this for kids. It got nothing to do with the kids.
But hey, was it a problem with them girls was on the stage with acting Janet Jackson song? On what just passed the Emmys or the BET? Which one of those?
That was hot, wasn't it? It was nasty and hot.
But it was fine though, right?
And I don't think they did anything they didn't do before. Women can do that.
And that's my point. He's doing something that we was not allowed to do before.
Because you're in a misogynistic society. Women can get away with it. Yes, because this is misogynistic. Men are not supposed to do that, but women can do that all day long. Because men run it.
It's not that women get away with that. It's that it is designed for the consumption of men.
100%.
What makes it misogynistic. So men can consume it.
Yep. It goes back to the man's world. That's what the man wants to watch.
Oh.
And now that you men are opening up doors and y'all want to watch other men's booties now y'all floored.
Well, I wasn't floored. I thought it was kind of refreshing and I kind of got turned on by it. The reason why I didn't like it.
You didn't like it because you got turned on by it.
You know, I didn't think
That'll
that
do it
was
to you.
something that
Tell
was
the
weird
truth.
about me watching it on plain TV or whatever it was. Like, he just rubbed that man in the shower. And then they went to the
And
tent
that
together.
shower scene was hot. Hot.
Yeah.
One more time. Hot. That shower scene was hot. I'm sorry, I've learned to say 3, but I put 4 in there.
You're gonna make me go watch it again.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, y'all are bad.
Y'all are terrible.
I don't want to grow up now because y'all got the world that's messed up.
I want to go so I can hang out right now with
I think
folks know what they're doing.
Raiden stepped away.
No, I ain't stepped away. I just had to get some more to drink.
Yeah, so I gotta go get me a shot for that real quick. I'll be right back.
Y'all forgive me because I'm drinking Smirnoff and coffee. Forgive me. I didn't have no brandy. And all that good stuff. So what do y'all think about Jolene? Since we own Nas X, since we can't get enough of him, what do y'all think about Jolene?
I think it's a great remake. Like, what a classic song. You know, Dolly's always been super queer friendly, so I think it's just a great song for him to pick, and I love what he did with it.
He didn't take it too far. He kept it to his original. I mean, and he can actually sing a little. He can't sing. He's not all auto-tune. He can't sing. I like the song, Rox. Thank you. I love it. What y'all think?
I thought it was cute coming from a man's perspective.
About another man.
Right. Well,
please don't take my man just because I know you can.
Well, that's the same thing as that video with Nas X when he went to the girl's house and she got a kid. I mean, that's
she wasn't asking the question. Nas X is answering, don't take my man. She's taking his man.
Right.
Man. So who cares what she thinks? That's probably wrong on many levels. That's just a side thing. What you think, Brother Bobby?
What?
He's missing somebody. About Jolene.
That's my song, both ways, with Dolly and with him now.
You know, I think Dolly has put out some great tunes. You have to give it to her. Dolly put out some great tunes.
I love Dolly.
Yeah, because Dolly can sing herself. She put out I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. We'll know that classic forever. Because Whitney made that song.
Well, no, she made the song in her way. It's just when you get it to us, we do something totally different with it. You understand what I'm saying?
It's got a different tone.
Yeah, for instance, when Luther Vandross did the Star Spangled Banner, he didn't do it the same way everyone else did it. Luther did it like it was on his record. He was wooing them brides doing the Star Spangled Banner.
Ain't the Star Spangled Banner to be woo-woo?
He did it. I couldn't believe it. He did it. I wish I could find that.
Oh, say, can you see? Woo, woo, woo.
But you know, we do though. Look how Whitney Houston did it.
Right. She was.
They talk about that. They talk about that to this day.
Who?
Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah, and her version. Well, Dolly even said she liked Whitney Houston's version. She had no problem with Whitney Houston's version, and I have to believe that she'll like Lil Nas X's version. It's simple. It's not over the top.
But you know they got to get permission.
From the heart.
They still have to get permission anyway.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got.
So she already heard it. She probably loved it. And then Dolly down with Opie. You know, with us. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, Dolly down.
Know, she's
Dolly's an entertainer. You know, Dolly's an entertainer. She cool with everybody.
Lights on. Alexa.
But she like that money too. That she get royalties.
Right, she'll always get royal, but I guess in her old age, she likes being a songwriter.
Right, and she also gonna get royalties off of his song because she still owns the song. So every time we played a Lil Nas X song, Dolly get a few pennies from that.
Yeah, Nas get nickel, she get 2 pennies. Every time. That's how it works. Nas get his 5 cents. Yes, you get her 2 pennies.
And that's why I'm so glad TLC broke it down. I missed Left Eye. She broke that down. You know what I mean? Let us
how to
know
get
how
paid.
the
Yep.
record sits. How they? I didn't know that. We think they getting dollars and shit. No, these motherfuckers getting pennies
Right.
on a dollar.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
like, wow.
And they go by the sales. I mean, if you got enough people out there submitting, playing it, then you can make your money. But if you don't, you can't make no money off of that.
And how does that go, Ray? Because you said Dolly's gonna make 5 cents. I mean, Lil Nas gonna make 5 cents, and Dolly's gonna make a few cents. But I
Well,
think
Dolly
it's the other way around. I think Dolly actually gets the most money because it's her song, and then
And
he'll
she
get a
wrote
few
it.
pennies off of the remake.
Okay, I could be right. I could have said it wrong. You could be right.
It's just,
Anyway, they both getting paid. That's
They
important.
both getting paid
It's
for the
just a-
rest of their life. Anytime that song get played, they are both gonna get a check.
so what they front them the money? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do they front them the money? Now, you know, the little
No, every time a person puts a song on the radio, it goes through BMI and on the tracking system. They get paid for every time. You can't use, like, we have to put disclaimers on the stuff now that you see on TikTok and everywhere. I do not own the rights to this music. Every time they play it, ching, you get paid for that.
No, I'm saying I know they get paid for it, but you know, they're going out here and buy these lavish homes and different things like that. Are they getting the lump sum ahead of time?
Yeah, they get an advance from the record company. That's a percentage of what they project the album to make. They get a check up front, and then afterwards, after the song is made and everything's done, every time the song is played, they get a few cents on that. So like every time I play a song on the radio, I gotta write it down and record it. That information goes to BMI and the FCC, and they regulate it. That's why if you try to play a song on Facebook, they will cut your song and cut your feed because there's no way for Facebook to pay the artist. So that's illegal for Facebook to be able to provide that platform. So they'll cut your thing and put a Facebook ad on there.
Right. And that's why you got to put that disclaimer on all your music now, that you don't own the rights to this, and because that's taking money out of people's plates.
Wow.
But you still get a check for being a songwriter. You get a check for being a song lyricist. I mean, you know, all of that. You get a check for
You get a
all
check
parts
for
of that
everything.
song.
The way Left Eye broke it down, you get a check regardless.
If
you
your
on
name
that
is
song,
on the production of that song,
if you playing a violin in the back,
you get a
paid.
check. You get a check. It may not.
You
Well,
know what I'm
you get a coin purse. I can't say a check, but you get a little coin purse.
You get something.
Yeah.
Right. You're supposed to.
You're supposed.
That's why there was a big, scandal with Milli Vanilli and other folks, because they didn't pay the actual content creator what she should have got paid for that.
Okay, so how was it? I thought it was because they were lip syncing.
I think they were canceled.
They got called out for lip syncing.
Right, that was cancel culture.
Right, they got called out for lip syncing, but they actually had to pay the content creator, the vocalist. They had to pay her a whole bunch of money because they didn't pay her correctly
at the beginning.
Yeah,
they didn't pay for the right. They didn't pay for the rights to use the song exclusively.
Exactly.
Even though they didn't have that exclusive contract with her. So we still get to produce this, but blah blah blah. Oh yeah, that's and that other question you asked, Bobby, do they have to do that up front? That's how a lot of artists get messed up. They get broke before they even start making money, because they want to go in there and spend all that upfront money to get their cars and the Bugattis and all that jewelry and the big houses and all that kind of stuff. And your record ain't even sold to 10,000 people yet, and you spending all this upfront money. You got to pay for that. You got to still pay all that off. Remind you, I just throw this out here, just like Anita Baker just got the markets, got the got her all her music.
Right.
And that's
because what happens
is people.
People need help, right? They want help, so they want so-and-so to jump in here on this thing, and they want such and such to help market it, and so-and-so to da-da-da. And we all doing this because we want you to succeed, and we want to be in partnership. And then what happens is the product takes off, and it makes big money, and then nobody gets paid. So that's why it's real important to make sure you know who you in partnership, who's part of your production, and what their expectation is for pay, so you can get that shit up front.
Right.
Interesting.
And again, if you spending all your money before your product is sold, that's a bad thing. And that's what a lot of people do. Spend all that upfront money, and your product ain't even made gold yet. Oh no. And that's a one-hit wonder.
Can I show you
right now, I take a one-hit wonder.
Right, I would too.
How you gonna take a one-hit wonder? Because they only remember your music. You ain't got no money to show for it because you owe all the money back.
No, but I'm not talking. No. I'll tell you, I didn't say them. I said I would like a one-hit wonder. And what I do with my money would be totally different. If I buy a bunch of shit, but it'll be something to bring my money back to me. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a way
I will buy a nice house. I will buy some land. Shit, if I get enough, I will own a resort. You know,
just go and buy a Buffalo Wild Wings.
You know, no, I have a resort.
Hey, could you
I will
play
have
the
a
game?
resort in Minnesota called the blank blank. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't copywritten yet. So we're gonna keep it cute. So but yeah.
Dennis, what is you asking?
I want to show y'all a story because I want to see if y'all believe this. It's from a gay news network.
The Gay News Network?
Yeah. Well, it's not gay.
Donnie McClurkin recently said he'll probably be alone for the rest of his life because of his struggle over his sexuality. In April, Yahoo News reported gospel singer Donnie McClurkin opened up yet again about his sexuality, saying, "I've messed up more than I've had good. My past relationships were a sprinkling of everything, men and women." Now, McClurkin, 61, is well known for his views that homosexuality is a perversion. He cites homosexuality as a sin. McClurkin told Yahoo he still had urges to be with men, but chose not to, comparing homosexuality to diabetes. McClurkin said, "I don't eat sugar, but that doesn't mean I don't want sugar." Now the gospel singer says he believes his struggle with his sexuality will leave him without the one thing in which he has dreamed, a family. McClurkin said, "When things get rough, I go back into my safe space, my music and my ministry." He added, "Never having a long-term relationship in my life and never being married, I chalk that up. I'll probably be alone for the rest of my life as far as a mate is concerned." Now, McClurkin claims he has gay tendencies that stem from being sexually abused by male relatives beginning at age 8. He said these tendencies surfaced because a broken man thrust an 8-year-old boy into his whirlwind. Thus, my first sexual relationship was with a man before I could ever know the purpose or pleasure of a woman. Have my first date or even my first kiss, the wound was inflicted, the seed was planted. McClurkin is well known for spreading the message, you can pray the gay away. He says some have no desire to change this lifestyle, but there are countless numbers of people who are not happy in this lifestyle and want to be freed from it. Today, we meet NZ Tan.
What do you think?
I think it's a bunch of shit. And what he has is trauma, and he needs to deal with his sexual abuse and trauma. Sexual abuse and trauma do not turn you gay. That's just bullshit. And you can't pray the gay away. Just like if you are diabetic, you can't pray away the fact that eating something with sugar is gonna fuck you up. You know, it is what it is.
I don't think he said
like
he
Robert
was
Downey
praying.
Jr. said, either you suck dick or you do not suck dick. Okay,
Oh,
either you are or you not. And I think that it just leaves the path open for things like conversion therapy. And that in and of itself is trauma. So you put somebody who's had the trauma of sexual abuse inside of a situation that says, oh, you're wrong because you're gay, and you're gay because you got sexually abused, so you're wrong for being sexually abused. It's just like, it's not cool, and it's messed up. So I say boo, hiss on that theory.
This life has got to be fucked up. I mean, I don't understand that challenge, because I believe like Creator didn't make no mistakes. And Creator made you the way you are, and that's that. But it is probably really got to be difficult for him. I don't know, like his faith and struggling with that. I'm bringing this up just because Pam, and I don't know, like the girl from Total. I don't know if y'all watched that show on BET where she was part of that group, the Encore or whatever. But like she was having the same thing, like the same issue, and there's a lot of folks in our community that struggle with that.
And it's not because they saying that they are gay. They saying that they fighting a desire that they have. You feel what I'm saying? He just put it in his way what happened in his life. There's a lot of people in different religions that does that, because I know a lot of folks that have not been sexual traumatized that has been homosexuals, but has changed it over to be heterosexual, whatever they decide to call themselves. I don't know what they do. I just know they're not sexual men. You feel what I'm saying? Because of their religion.
Fight the urges.
Yeah, they fight the urges that they have. Same way he was saying with diabetics. We fight the urges from drinking a beer or eating a piece of cake. Now, that's what I believe that they're saying. Me coming from a religious household, I can understand what he's saying. You feel what I'm saying? Because they would tell me, you fight the desire to lay with a man instead and just lay with a woman. You feel what I'm saying? They tell you to hold those urges, those are desires. You feel me? So that's what I believe. That was my opinion on that.
Why it is so complicated when you know what you want. And listen, I've been gay all my life and I knew what I wanted when I was a kid. I didn't get sexually abused, any of that, before I knew. I knew I liked looking at pee-pees when I seen one in someone else's. So I don't understand being abused, all that kind of stuff had nothing to do with it. I think I did more abusing of other little boys, of actually sea layers, or if you are not, than anything else. But I don't understand how that would turn me to do something I don't really want to do in the first place.
It turns you because society and the church told you it's bad.
Okay, you know what?
That's the only reason it turns you. Because
No. I got another issue, because I really was taken advantage of by an older babysitter, where it was a girl, where she showed me her twat, and I started crying.
You tell
But they also could enjoy the pleasure that had happened to them, because some people, if they get molested or raped or whatever, can actually ejaculate or rape. Or enjoy it, but don't want it. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the same thing. Like every day we get up to go to our job, we can still perform, but we just don't want to be there.
How you doing?
Is that how it goes? That's what you're saying?
but they can still enjoy it, and they try to fight their urge. They know it's wrong, because I don't want this. So they feel that it's wrong, regardless if it's the religion or them fight with themselves. They feel that it's wrong, so that's why they feel that way. And then also another point is, we can't say in our community, being homosexual has been shunned upon. So him being the age that he is, I can understand why he may be traumatized, because back then they may have tried to beat the gay out of his ass. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to realize all that. You laughing, but the shit is true.
Well, hell, Johnny McCurkin is only 3 or 4 years older than us.
They even do it to kids today, because that's the way they was raised. You know, this little boy with the gay on his head. Remember that? You was doing that special on it? Yeah, shit like
I got the gay beat out of me too. Don't get it twisted.
Mine told me they knew that wasn't gonna do nothing.
My dad told me if he ever found out one of his boys was gay, what he would do. He told he would take him outside, beat him up, bring him outside, whip him again, make him stand outside in the rain. There's all kind of horrible stuff what he would do because he had 5 boys. It was a football team. He knew it. But if he found out one of us was gay, that boy could not live in this house ever again.
I don't understand. He probably still would have been the best football player out there, but he's just happened to be gay. That just makes sense.
Makes no sense.
I should have played football.
But I think I don't want people to confuse sexual trauma with what happens when sexual trauma is happening. You know, our body is our body, and it will produce fluids, it will ejaculate, it will do all of those things because we are being stimulated. That doesn't mean that intellectually we like it. That doesn't mean it feels good. That doesn't mean that we're consenting to it. And that's the part that gives folks trauma, is the taking advantage of and not consenting to how your body's used. That also doesn't touch on desires. You know, like we get shamed about our desires all the time. And so that might make us think that it's not okay. We also know that the Bible has been used as a tool to keep women in their place, to keep people of color in their place, to keep poor people in their place. It has been
some men in their place.
Right. And so if that's the guide, and you've been taught by somebody who's homophobic that these are the passages that validate homophobia, then that's what you're going to turn to. And until you have the education and information to know that people take bits and pieces of the Bible to upstand on anything that they want to upstand on, you can use bits and pieces of the Bible to justify murder if you want to.
You can't
murder, right?
Yep.
And so you can pull bits and pieces, and that's what people who have an agenda. And so I think that there's a whole bunch of moving pieces and parts there, and I don't want people to feel confused about the fact that consenting sex is different than sex that is forced or sex that is non-consensual. And non-consensual sex often creates a sense of trauma in our bodies.
True. I agree.
And then also, all religions don't practice homophobia. They may believe in what they believe, but they don't practice it. Because I have been into some religions that downright bashes you, you know, but I do know a religion that don't, you know what I mean? They just feel that it's a desire and they're going to help you fight that desire, but that's their belief. You feel what I'm saying? The Bible is interpreted in many ways. So you feel me? So it's not all religions that is homophobic. Some just feel that the Bible said, don't do it, you know, don't do it. You know what I mean? That's what some religions may think. And some may say, oh, kill him, you know. But it's just crazy in this world. You don't know which way you're going, left, right, or up or down. It's just live right, I believe. Then do you. As long as you're not hurting nobody, have fun, because we only have one.
What, one life?
That's right.
You only have one that I know of. If it's something totally different, I find out when I get there, because I don't want to know right now how you do it.
Why not? You don't want to know in advance?
Nope, I don't.
Well,
I take a surprise.
I don't want to be surprised when I get there. I want to know what I'm in store for.
Mm-hmm. If I for what my belief is for the paradise on earth, you know, I already know where I'm going. You feel what I'm saying? So
you just be on a different plane of existence than this one.
Where's this on earth in paradise?
Say it again.
A different plane than this one, because on this plane we are not a paradise.
And it's showing perfect.
All right.
I mean, some people make paradise out of what they have.
I was gonna say, yeah, you create your own paradise.
They make happiness out of what they have. They don't make paradise out of it.
I don't know.
Well, let me try. Give me 258 acres, and that's it.
Well, just go take it, Bobby. There's still
A
so much
buildable-
land on this rock that hasn't
Let me
been
finish
explored.
first. A buildable land. You hear me? A buildable farming land of 284 acres. And
There's still such places out there that hadn't been confiscated by a government.
oh yeah, I've been looking. There's some out there, you know, like a resort. You feel what I'm saying?
Keep on manifesting, Bobby. Keep on putting it out there in the
Make it
universe,
happen.
bro.
You know, so you feel me?
Right. 280.
Yeah. Chris
284
asked me
acres.
earlier when I was gonna win the lottery.
I was just talking about that the other day. I need to go in
I
there.
know.
I
We
don't-
put some tickets in. We gotta buy some tickets so we can go.
I
ahead
don't.
and
But see,
win.
I don't play the. I don't play the Powerball because there's too many people in that pot. I don't have time for that. I would take the $340,000 that Gopher 5 may have. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's Minnesota based. I just got to fight with these folks. You know, fighting with the whole country, that's too much work. That's too much money.
Cause yeah, you're gonna need a lot of money and messing with them odds and all that kind of stuff. Cause you know they got a system to that.
Yeah, they have a system to that.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as we buy them in different areas, like she over in St. Paul, we cash out her $30 over there. She gets some over there, and they over south. You know what I mean? We get over there, and then he over north. We over Crystal. I made Milton and Fredley get some from out there. You know, we can go to spots and hit detail. We could be straight the cookout.
You know they only sell those kind of tickets in small towns and all that kind in Mayberry RFD towns.
Do y'all watch Big Brother?
When it first came out thousands of years
really ago. A great article about like all the people that are left are black, like the black people strategy.
Yo, y'all need to watch it on Paramount Plus. I just started because I seen on TikTok how they came together as one, as a family, as melanated people, and took advantage of this game. You know, they started from day one. They was like, hey, we need to band together to make sure that we are the last ones that get this money. And they called the thing the cookout. But they made sure they didn't come together. They didn't see, no one see them plot, none of that.
They just knew that it was us first.
It was
They're gonna split the money with each other, like whoever wins, are they gonna split the money with each other?
I don't know. I'm still watching.
Like 200,000 or 250,000 or something like that.
No, it's $750,000.
Oh shit!
It's the biggest amount ever. So you know, by us being one of us winning,
and
next season they're gonna change.
It doesn't matter which one win. They could have split that.
Right. Then you know next season they're gonna try to change the game because we were smart enough to beat their game. Because we never won.
How many seasons did it take to get to that far? How many
23.
seasons? See, I started on season 1.
But
it took 23 to get to that part where they know the game now.
But that was the most black people in the house at one time, right?
Right.
How many did they have?
It's 6 and it's still 6.
There's 6 black people at one time.
But you know, they was putting us
half the cast of the show.
And then you know all this happened to George Floyd and all that. That was in there too. They talked about that. They said we need a band together, and that's when they came up with the cookout. And if you ever see me online or anywhere on my football on my page, and I put hashtag the cookout, that means we all need to band together and do something. Like for instance, our brothers and sisters from Haiti out there being ran down by horses, looking like pictures from 1952. You know what I mean? Ran down by horses and shit like that, but they let these light-skinned people come in and get citizenship from Afghanistan and different things like that. It's so wrong.
I'm like, has there been a statement made by the president or the vice president on what the fuck is happening with the Haitian refugees?
Only thing I've been saying is
not that I've heard.
They just give him food.
That's
But
fucked up.
Then I
Fucked
see
up
pictures.
Biden, fucked up Kamala. That y'all ain't said shit. And
But
y'all
they
saw them
had not
same
done shit
pictures
for
with
us
that
since they
man
been
on the
there.
motherfucking horse.
But they had not been doing shit for us since they've been there. To be honest with you, and he talking about if you don't vote for us, you ain't black. What have you done for us since you've been in there? Besides the stimulus check.
There's a little animosity tone in your voice there, Bobby. A little animosity.
That shit's fucked up.
There's a little animosity in your voice there, Simon.
Didn't see that shit. We should not be seeing images like that.
No, not in 2021.
That's worse than the children being in the cages.
That's worse than
That's
seeing
fucked
Ruth.
up. Seeing shit like that in
With
2021. You shouldn't be seeing shit like that.
They got whips and lassos and shit. Who want to see that? That's some real shit that they're doing down there, and that's fucked up.
I didn't think it was real when I saw it on TikTok, but they was talking about it on The View.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was real until I saw it on Court TV, and I was like, "Oh, this is real."
Yeah, so you always think shit on
I need another cup
social
of
media is
coffee.
wrong.
This is too much. I ran out of coffee.
You know, it'd be the ones that be on social media taking the picture. Because the show ain't CBS and NBC and 1, 2, 3. It'd be like human beings like me and you at that moment doing their work and they getting paid for it. You know, but people want to put down certain stuff and it's not right because that should be real. Sometimes we may be getting some news through social media that we may have to run. You better listen. I mean, I'm just saying, pay attention. Because all shit not real though, but you know, do your research.
Somebody feel that they're upset about these Caucasians still taking over. Did we
What you say? Who taking over?
did you see this today?
That's cool.
Yeah.
You remember him? Or am I too old?
You too old. No.
You really old. You bringing out the daddy. You really too old.
I
This
remember
is
him.
Melvin, not
You
Mario.
have to know
This
the
is the
dad.
daddy.
Yeah, but you have to know the daddy. That's your son.
No,
When
to
I
know
was
the
little-
son, you didn't have to know the daddy to know Mario. Mario had did a lot of movies. You didn't have to know.
No,
his
I
daddy.
knew the family from back in his father was the first one. That's how I got to meet the son through him. There wasn't the other way around. But I'm sorry, for me.
It would be, yes, for you, because remember, you 1,000 years old. We only 500.
Yo,
You know what? I'm taking it down because y'all always do this to
I
me.
don't know. That was my cartoon, the Flintstones.
Yeah. See, Dennis is a Flintstone, and we Jetsons. Now, the younger kids now, they something different.
But I feel Mario, his son has not made the quality movies he made as daddy did. And his son always made those whack movies that B movies.
It depends on what age genre you in, because Mario had a successful career.
With B movies?
And unless you knew the family line, you'd have no clue about the dad. I'm just saying, yes, my age group, I have to confess, yes, I knew who that daddy was. I followed the family line. But these young kids have no idea going that far back.
Yo,
going that far back.
Young kids don't even know who Mario is. What are you talking
Right, that's what I'm talking about. You said going that far back?
I don't even know who they was. I didn't know who they was.
You didn't know, Bobby? Oh,
nope, I didn't.
Well, you know what I found out today?
You heard me say, oh.
You know, yesterday I found out there was a new Scooby-Doo.
That's cool.
What are you talking about, a new Scooby-Doo?
It
ain't Shaggy and Scooby no more.
They're the same Shaggy and Scooby, but they littler or they younger or something. I'm like, boy, I watched it when I was a kid. No, it's new. I'm like, how is it new?
That is cool though.
Remakes are
seen it
new
too.
to the young kids.
Oh,
Like Mario, my kids into Mario and stuff like that. I'd rather them watch half of the stuff I watched than some of the new stuff that's out here. Because even though I had stopped letting them watch Bugs Bunny because there's a lot of racist shenanigans up in there.
You didn't know it was racist and shenanigans
I
until you
didn't.
were
I was
1,000
a
years
child.
old.
I was
Because
a
Bugs
child.
Bunny was the shit, but
I
we
was a
didn't know he
child,
was
and I think that
racist.
really all the cartoons were racist because
Popeye was
Yeah.
worse.
the big eyes and the black bodies, they was trying to mimic us. You feel what I'm
but
saying?
it also
The
was gay
Goons was
because
on the Goons was on Popeye. That was the worst one.
Animaniacs, all those,
but some of them, even Bugs Bunny wore a dress and did drag. What are y'all talking about?
We're not talking about drag.
we talking about what they do to us. That's what
Right.
we're talking about. How they
And
portray.
Popeye was the worst one.
They were
But I like
cartoon
Popeye.
characters.
Popeye was the worst one because that's where your goons came from. All you black people are goons.
What about Fat Albert?
I love that album.
Fat Albert was done by Bill Cosby. That was
about
that was
us.
a family series, and y'all only had that one Saturday to play y'all cartoons. Y'all better not try to go.
But where did the kids come
And
from?
we had the Jackson 5.
Oh, you better not play them after school shows like that.
Yeah, the Jackson 5. I remember that.
Because you know they came on after school around 4:30, 5 o'clock. I mean, no,
Mhm.
around 3:30 and 4 because you
3:30.
know the game shows came on at 5 o'clock.
Because I was watching, I was running home I was a Fox kid. I was in the Fox Kids Club. You feel what I'm saying? Because back
That
Oh
then,
my
Yeah.
God,
Don't
Bobby.
say it, Dennis.
Stuff came in the mail.
yeah, it came
Don't
in the
say
mail.
it, Dennis, because you know we was Mickey Mouse Club members.
And then I was there too, but I was a Fox Kids Club, and then the only reason because they had my show Barbie's World. You know what I'm saying? I was white then. You feel me?
Right. We all had our moments.
But wait, Bobby wrote Oprah. He joined the club. Oh, Bobby, that was so cute.
Oh yeah, I was into it. I was there to watch my Thundercats, my Power Rangers. I was there for all of that. Yeah, my He-Man.
He-Man, She-Ra.
The He-Man,
Wait,
She-Ra,
I missed the road. I missed the
G.I.
road.
Joe.
Mr. Who?
Brock,
that,
say it
Roseanne?
again.
I said, what? Bobby wrote Oprah. What is that about? I want to know.
Bobby
What you
Roper.
writing Oprah about, Bobby? You got something you want to discuss with us because we a little salty.
Oh no, I did write Oprah before. Sure did.
What are you writing Oprah? What you got to talk
I
about?
wrote into Harpo Studios and she didn't return my letters. I was like, my mama has all these boys, you know what I mean? She's doing her being the woman that she is. You know how you tell your family story? The old wench didn't hit me back. She didn't text me, no call, no say thank you for the letter.
Maybe she didn't get it. Maybe they put it in the wrong mailbox.
Well, it went to Harpo Studios and said Oprah Winfrey.
Dear Stan, I know you got my letter.
And I did it like 2 or 3 times. I did it around when my grandmother passed. Yeah, I did it a couple times. She didn't respond. Oh, Heifer.
Wow.
But no, I was the 80s and the 90s was the shit. You feel what I'm saying? It was the shit. I'm being honest with you. And I used to run home to watch my Punky Brewster and Small Wonders, what they were doing it and then making it the black version.
That was the Wonder Years.
Whatever, Wonder Years. And and Vicky the Robot. Yeah.
That was Small Wonders.
And
Small Wonders. I'm sorry. No, Wonder Years was Wonder Years and Vicky the Robot is Small Wonders.
Okay. Alf. I used to watch Alf.
You too young for Alf.
Who too young for Alf?
You too young for Alf.
No, I used to have an Alf doll.
They watched the Jeffersons in my house and Sanford and Son.
You too young.
That was a prerequisite.
Hello, and
you too young for Sanford and Son.
In good times. In good times.
That's a good time.
Those come in succession.
That's before they had reruns of the Good Times.
And then
Penny was on there then.
Hold on. One show I hated, MASH. I hated that show.
Because it wasn't for you.
Nashville 77.
It was not for you.
I know I'm gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings, but I hate Star Trek also. I hated that show too.
Which one?
It wasn't for you until they got the Deep Star Nine.
I wasn't into that.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Nope, I was still too busy in my generation. Fuck the next.
Deep Star Nine was the only one that was good for you.
I didn't watch none of that.
Captain Picard.
No, the black captain on Deep Star Nine with the cute son.
Wait a minute, let's turn it back to old black shows. Dennis, did you watch Flip Wilson show?
Yes, with Geraldine.
Geraldine was on there. That's when Carol Burnett was doing all of their things.
Yeah, we didn't see those shows.
She was the first drag queen that I seen on TV, other than that white man. He smoked cigarettes.
The first drag queen I seen on TV was Martin Lawrence. No, it was
Geraldine was first.
Oh, I said I. It was either Martin or no. Who was doing Saturday Night Live? Jim Curry.
No, that was Wanda from
Wanda.
Colors.
Yeah, Wanda.
Well, you know, Jim Carrey was doing Venus de Milo, the bodybuilder girl.
Jim Curry too, and Martin. Them three was like my early ones. And then
and our early ones was Flip Wilson doing Geraldine. And was there any other drag queens other than, because she was the only drag queen?
Then came RuPaul.
No, the guy that sing. What's his name?
After Geraldine, it wasn't RuPaul.
Like I saw something like that on Benny Hill. Is I the only one that watched Benny Hill?
No, Benny Hill came on at 10 o'clock, right after the news.
That's when they talk about a sexy party. It's time for a sexy party.
They had to run through the road. That was Stewie that talked about sexy party. He was too young to watch Benny Hill.
You said 10 o'clock, I was in the bed.
No, you had to stay up late and sneak and watch TV during that time.
I was
you wasn't supposed to be watching Benny Hill.
I had music in a book. Magic 102.3 was my motherfucking station. I was sitting there reading a book and listening to music. Oldie but goodies. That's why y'all always hear me listen to chill music.
Just going to say 90s music and 80s music. Just going to say real stuff.
Push and record and play on the.
Stop it, Zach. Stop it. Stop it with all that push and record.
So that song came on the radio.
Yo, y'all remember we used to do that and make hello.
Yes, because I remember taping Grapevine by I heard it through the Grapevine by Zap.
The Razor.
I had my first recorder.
Listen, I used to make mixtapes for everybody, of all different songs. I would make sure there was no space in between. They all coordinated. They all was the right songs.
You had
You had the boom box that had the two recorders side by side.
Yes, I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You was doing the shit with that.
These young people don't know, man. They do not know how easy they got it to make a playlist.
Right, and you couldn't go without a pencil because you know how to rewind and do all that stuff. You had to use a pencil to do it.
Or your finger or fingernail.
Well, if it taking too long, then I wasn't breaking my fingernails.
Dual cassette recording deck.
Oh, big time.
Yes, I remember I got a CD recording double deck. When we can record CDs, I made CDs for people too.
Well, I had the 2 tape decks, I had the 2 cassette decks and the 8-track on it.
That was a good hustle.
Because we had 8 tracks that we were trying to redo.
Bootlegging
8 tracks.
Was a good hustle. It was.
It was.
It was a good hustle. You just buy one CD and you can make thousands of dollars off of one CD.
Am I the only one that know what an 8-track is?
I had an 8-track. I had a 2
Okay, you want to make sure. Sonny, you know what an 8-track is? Okay, just check it.
I know what it is.
I think right when I was born, that's what we had.
Oh, there you go with all of that.
Yeah, that's what I know what it is.
There you go with all of that.
But I didn't use it. You know, I know what it is.
I seen it in our car. It was in our car when I was little.
All right.
To play, that's how you played the music.
In our station wagon.
Yeah.
My
With them
mom
big
still
giant-
got an 8-track and she still use it
To this day.
to this day.
Wow.
You don't have station wagons anymore. I haven't seen a station wagon in so long.
My mom had a Cadillac and it had an 8-track in it, and we was the shit. You had to have an 8-track.
I had a toy called 2XL. It took 8 tracks. It was a little computer that had like you could talk to you, ask questions, you press a button, you get different questions and different buttons you press. And so it was an 8-track, you had 8 different questions it could ask you. You answer 8 different ways. I got it from Sears and Robot.
Wow.
You know, those early Nintendo games reminded me of 8-tracks.
Yes, there's just
One
put the
you
little
have to
big
blow in.
You know before
Yeah.
before Nintendo and Atari was ColecoVision.
I had that one where you had the bleeps and the
Yeah,
tanks.
I had a ColecoVision.
I didn't
had
have a
that
Coleco
first. Then I had an Atari. Then I had a Sega Genesis. Then I had a Nintendo.
Damn.
And a Game Boy.
Oh yeah,
know,
you was
and now
much
I just
than that.
collect the shit. I just collect them. I don't even play it. And that's the hurting part about it. My mom
Did you
bought
play
all
the
that.
Atari? Did you
I
play
played it
Atari, or
from-
did you just had it?
No, we played it. My mom,
Okay.
that was a weekend thing. We had family night.
Because
Right.
Atari didn't last that long. When it came out, it didn't last but a couple of years, but you had to be a certain age to have been able to play Atari.
Yeah, we had Atari. We had a
Well, we also had those big arcade games too, because we had
yes,
something
the
in our bed.
Pac-Man.
My dad.
What, you
had
talking
like
about
four.
the big machines?
Yeah, we had Pac-Man. There was Galaga or whatever it's called.
Galaga's still the best
Um,
game in the world.
It was something with a bear that ate berries, and then something else. But yeah,
My favorite was Pac-Man.
and those big games.
My favorite was Centipede.
Yeah, and
Centipede and Galaga was my favorite. I
Mine was Pac-Man.
made it up to level 20 on Galaga.
I used to have so many blisters on my fingers messing with Pac-Man because it was a thing. You know, we had to beat each other's score.
It was
that
addictive.
was
It was
bragging
worse than
rights.
cigarettes. It was
It bragging rights to the next day at lunch. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
You know,
And you
gotta-
always got to go check you had to stop by to check and see if they took your name off the high score.
You're right. So you know,
You had to make
That
sure
was-
your name is still up on high score and they didn't cut the machine off. Because sometimes they would cut the machine off and erase all
Right.
high score numbers. I'm just saying they would
I
erase.
forgot about that. Right.
Yes, I
Going
remember that.
back to the arcade.
I played Galaga, so I know what they did. Galaga was my and Centipede. I was on Centipede as I was on Galaga.
Centipede was a shit.
Yes. I don't know why. Do they still make games in that same vein? Not so old looking, better graphics, but do they still make Galaga and Centipede and games like that?
Yeah, they got them. They got up to date ones of
Okay.
everything we played. But
They
you know,
even
we
got
had
a
the
few
most.
arcades around that you can go play them in.
Yeah.
The
they-
new
they had
version?
them.
Because I like the old version. That old Galaga, y'all know what that's like.
No, it is the
That'd
old
be-
one.
Are you still going? You said they still got arcades for that?
Yeah, there's some arcades still that are around, and they have some.
That'd be cool over north. A
That
big
would be
arcade.
something.
I think they got those
You go
old
to Dave
arcade
and Buster's
games at
and play that.
Chatterbox.
Huh?
I think at the
Did have them at
Chatterbox,
the
they got-
Chatterbox. The one on
they got-
35th?
Yeah, they got an old Atari and old Nintendo games.
I have played the old Atari at the Chatterbox. I played that many, many years. I was married during that time. The Chatterbox was a really good place for that old stuff. The one on 35th.
Hmm.
Have y'all been to the Chatterbox?
Pac-Man, they had it at Best Buy. The arcade game thing. I was gonna get myself that for Christmas.
The big one, the big stand-up one?
Yeah, I mean they used to be my shit. We used to
I have
play
a friend
concepts.
now.
I
I
was
have a
thinking
friend
of
now
getting
that has the sit-down ones in his basement. He has the sit-down Centipede.
Pac-Man was mine too. That's going on. You buy me two slices of pieces. Come on. I bet
You play games for pizza?
Yeah, but see, in our school, we had like something called the den. And the den is where everything is. You come back and in the school, you buy your candy. They used to sell slices of pizza from Domino's or Pizza Hut, whatever they had it there. Hot dogs, junk food. You didn't have to go over there and eat the lunchroom food. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then in that den, you had arcade games and tables. We was playing spades up in that joint. Man, we used to have fun up in the den. Then we used to go up there, then when you was talking about what we did in school, he did it openly, but when you had to hide and do it, you had to go to the honeycomb hideout. When you go to the honeycomb hideout, that's where you get the football players and all those things, because you got to hide those things.
The honeycomb hideout.
Oh, I remember them.
It was fun back then. But nowadays you got to wear masks. You just can't go hook up. You got to go wear masks and stuff. You know what I mean? Just stay safe.
We gotta do our COVID messaging. I'm sorry.
I'm on point, ain't I? How you doing?
Deadliest public health crisis in 100 years. This is an emergency. This is not a test. The total number of COVID-19 cases Minnesota has experienced since the beginning of the pandemic is 644,190. 34,949 COVID-19 cases in Minnesota have required hospitalization. With 7,799 of our fellow Minnesotans, they're no longer with us. They're dead. This is an emergency. This is not a test. To put these numbers in perspective, the number of Minnesotans who have died so far from COVID-19 would fill up 1/4 of Target Field Baseball Stadium, or you'd have to fill up the State Theater downtown Minneapolis 3.5 times to get the same number of persons in Minnesota who have died from COVID-19. A University of Washington model suggests that 100,000 more Americans could die by December from COVID-19. Now, Dr. Anthony Fauci in response says, what's going on now is entirely predictable and entirely preventable. We know we have the wherewithal with vaccines to turn this around. More than 195 million Americans have already received COVID-19 vaccines. Unlike many other parts of the world, there's a large supply of COVID vaccines here in the United States. Anyone 12 and older can get the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, LGBTQ persons and our loved ones, this is an emergency. This is not a test. To find the site closest to you, visit the Vaccine Connector at the website listed below. Now, later in our Healthy Rainbow Family segment, a special guest from the Minnesota Department of Health will share vital information about how many different vaccines, not just the COVID-19 vaccine, but share different information about the many vaccines that children will need as they return back to school. The Delta variant is more contagious, but vaccines prevent almost all cases of severe illness, hospitalization, and death from COVID-19. But now, the Jerusalem Post is reporting there's a new COVID variant detected that's been found in South Africa, the most mutated variant so far, called the C.1.2 variant. Now, there's concerns that this variant could be more infectious and evade current vaccines, according to South Africa's National Institute for Communicable Diseases. But here closer to home, the FDA has approved the first COVID-19 vaccine, and it will now be marketed as Comirnaty for the prevention of COVID-19, or mixing the words community with the original name of the vaccine. According to several sources, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves says people in Mississippi are less scared of COVID-19 because they believe in eternal life. Insider Magazine and others report the governor said at a Republican fundraiser, "I'm often asked by some of my friends on the other side of the aisle about COVID. And why does it seem like folks in Mississippi, and maybe in the Mid-South, are a little less scared, shall we say? Well, when you believe in eternal life," says the governor, "when you believe that living on this earth is but a blip on the screen, then you don't have to be so scared of things." Now, these are from the chief executive of Mississippi, which according to the New York Times has recorded newer COVID-19 cases per capita more than any other state. NBC News reports LGBTQ Afghans and their advocates fear the return of Taliban rule.
That was a nice segue. Bobby, how you set that up with the mask. Good job.
I didn't know.
He said I'm woke.
I know, but yes, please, everyone wear masks, get your vaccines.
That was a real news test.
Go get
Yes, that was real news.
You know, actually, we work with them on
7 o'clock.
COVID-19.
Let's end the show. It's 7 o'clock.
Yes,
We're doing a Bipoc happy hour. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll be back again. We're here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll catch y'all again here on the Bipoc happy hour.
Wear your mask.
Everybody, wear your mask.
Get a vaccine. CVS, Hy-Vee, Target.
I go to the state, MDH, all these places are doing it.
Yes, go get it, please. We don't want to see you in the newspaper.